best opponent of all those games. They have 4 road wins right now. I don't know if anybody in the country has 4 road wins. And with it beating a pretty good Gardner-Webb team that beat one at Nebraska, lost to Georgia only by 4, won at UAB. They got a veteran team that went to postseason last year and only has 1 player not on that team. They got a freshman that's really done well for them. He's hit 5 threes the last couple of games. So it is it's one of those games. We have to, I look at Northeastern coming into town and sweeping up in between Oakland and Michigan State, and that's where everybody is right now. As teams are trying to find themselves, you better be, I'm not saying people aren't ready to play. I'm just saying that these teams like this are really good. The teams that come out of these conferences where they're playing good opponents, they're used to playing good people, they got really bright kids that really know how to play. And so we haven't played a team in a bit that had 4 shooters on the court all the time. We've had some like really good individual players that we could key on. Now we got 4 guys. We got a guard from 3 points, plus a experienced senior center. So it's going to be a challenge for us, and we better be up for it.
Brandon, you want to start us off?
Yeah, from what you kind of just described, do you think, with having those 4 shooters on the court and the experienced guy at center, does that remind you at all of UCLA, and like what kind of lessons from that game can you maybe apply to this?
It would be similar. I'm not saying they have the talent level of UCLA, but they're pretty good. And they say when they have guys that all can pass, all can shoot, all veterans out there. Like I say, a team won 19 games last year, and they're only missing 1 guy off that team. So they stretch you. Then they're going to beat you off the dribble. Everybody's a good passer as well. Got a good bench. They go 8 deep, and those 8 guys play a lot of minutes. So it is it's a good team that I think in their league they will be at the top or near the top of their league all year long in the Southern Conference.
Brandon?
John, in recent years, you've kind of had a stretch like this of a few guarantee games bunched together right before league play. When you go into that scenario, are you laying out like a few things that you want to address?
No, I wish I could say that. Yeah, no, it gets to the point when you're looking at these games, what date do other teams have open and they work? I wish I could say these, I'd like to play these and then these. Sometimes we can do that. You look at it, you know what, we got 3 guarantee games in a row, we should be playing somebody else. But sometimes it is just who can play, right, on November, or we can't play until Thursday. I don't think anybody wants to play the 23rd, right? We didn't know at the time whether we would have a game next week on the 7th or 28th or 29th. We didn't know. So to get a game on the 22nd is, we were looking for a date. Very few people had that date. Thank goodness Furman did.
So when it has fallen like this, though, and you actually get to go through it this way, it's almost like I don't want to say it's like a preseason or anything like that, but you can kind of reset things before league play. Are there things that you have lined up this year that you wanted to address in these 3 games with this group specifically to get ready for that opener?
Yeah, I think that, in the days that we had off here, we worked on some things that are important individually for our guys. We want to post up better. We got to get some more of our guys seeing the men in the post. We tried to just get shot reps up that we haven't been getting up. So, but it's the last 2 days have been all about Furman. We took Sunday and Monday and took some time just getting ourselves better without wearing our guys out. The guys that starting 7 or whatever we're going to call them is they really got Monday off. But Tuesday, Wednesday is about them. So, but I don't know if that's answering your questions. It's a time that now we have this rare. I think we have to check the Big Ten. Do we have a bye in the first round of games? I don't know, because you get 2 byes. Is this a bye, or are we just starting late? I don't really know, but we would like to have. If we were playing the 29th, 28th, we just have, Mo has a chance to go home to Germany probably for the only time he'll ever be here, go home, because we're going to have 4 legitimate days off, 2 travel days and 4 days off, so he's going to go home. So we like that we have that, but playing this game on the 22nd was who's available, let's play whatever it is.
In terms of kind of playing off what Brendan said, when you look at these last games, when you're so dominant, in these last 2, is it you have to kind of walk a line with the guys, like say, well, the competition wasn't
Yeah.
quite the same, so the things you did well,
Yeah.
but
Right.
do them against someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah, we talk about that all the time, that this is, as when we see our guys get sloppy in practice, that's a question, all right, who have you beaten so far, right, that is really, that you can really hang your hat on, you can hang your hat on right now, that is gonna be in the NCAA tournament for sure, that is a really good team, and I don't think you can say anything yet, it will play us way out, if, SMU and Texas and Marquette have great years, you can say, okay, we got those wins, but we don't know that yet. So the teams that we have beaten in these guarantee games, we should beat. But you always can lose those games. But I do like that wasn't like, we didn't come to, we beat teams, but we didn't really come to play. We came to play those last 2 games after that UCLA loss. I thought that was encouraging.
Zach?
Since the Texas game, your team, both from 3-point and 2-point range, has really been shooting really well. Like, what was that, just opposing defenses, or is that something that you can kind of maintain?
I think our timing is better, and I think guys are understanding, what is a good shot. South Carolina game, we took like 5 or 6 like really bad shots. And all of a sudden, that's a 10-point turnaround in a matter of seconds. Because bad shots usually lead to fast breaks for the other team. So I think our shot selection has really helped us there. But I also think people who have a rhythm right now, we were able to probably understand some of their rest time as well. So it's all trended in the right direction. Furman now is only giving them 40% defensive field goal percentage. That's the best that we have played in this stretch. It would be like UCLA, South Carolina type of defense, so we're going to have to work to score.
Was there something that changed in practice, after you put up 53 against Texas, or was it just
No,
people settling?
no, yeah, we realized we weren't running. We realized that, when Derek got rebounds, and I think I mentioned, when Derek got rebounds, we were running, but even he wasn't running then, and others weren't running. But then we realized we were outletting backwards to Derek, that we don't want outlets unless it's a 5-man. We want DJ to bust out and find somebody. That's the quickest way to get into a fast break, not pass it out of there. So, but we don't want Mark leading the break or Mo leading the break yet, but we do want bust outs, and then I think we started running better.
Chris?
Generally speaking, how long does it take to figure out which combinations work best on the floor in a season, and do you have a pretty good idea right now?
I don't know if you ever figure that one out. I mean, we do have data on what 5 score the best. I think it's a matter of who you're playing and is it zone, is it man, are they pressuring you, are they not pressuring you? Who are you guarding? What are they doing? What type of action they're doing? But I can't tell you that right now. I do know that I feel very good when any one of those, for right now, and I think it's growing. X has had another good week of practice. That when I have those 7 guys out there that have lots of experience, any 5 of them out there, I feel pretty good about that. They're doing their best. They know what they're doing, and they're even when they make mistakes, they recognize it. And now, just as X continues to improve, getting him into that rotation more often and giving us help is going to be a big factor.
Andrew?
You kind of touched on it with Mo. What will the schedule, can you give us an idea of what the schedule will be
Yeah,
like
we're
between these 2 games?
We are, so we can because we have such a long period off, we thought it was important that we lifted the next morning. So we're going to lift, watch video, and have a workout with some of our younger guys and some of our guys on Friday morning. And then, but by 11:30, everybody should be out of here. I think Mo, though, is got an earlier flight. He got a really quick, not quick, it's never quick, but he can get to Berlin fairly quickly if we let him out that day. So he's going to lift really early in the morning, and then probably watch a little video and talk about a few things and get going.
And then you'll be apart from the
Yeah,
team
then
will be
we're coming
apart
back
for
the
4 days.
28th, I think it is, 28th at night, and we'll practice 29, 30, 31 for Iowa.
Okay, thanks.
Brendan?
With these recent games here, and the attendance hasn't exactly been packed, and the building hasn't been juiced up. Has this group shown you a little bit of maturity, as you like to say, in terms of coming out? It seems like they've come out
Yeah.
ready for games and not needing all the extra stuff.
Yeah, yes, absolutely, and you said, we've had some odd times, we've had games, like I said, with bad weather and exams and the whole deal. But I like the crowd that we had this past Saturday. Was a great crowd, seeing that students were basically done Friday, even though the exams go to tomorrow. There's very few that we have 3 or 4 guys with exams this week. That was it. A lot of kids are done early and they're gone. So I think that our guys are self-motivated, and this is I think we'll have a good crowd tomorrow, and this will be the last game where I expect that to be any other than, normal Big Ten games where we'll be near capacity.
You get a few days off, and you kind of mentioned the self-motivation there. How do you make sure that those extra days away from practice don't become a negative for your team?
Talking about when they go home?
Yeah, how do you make sure they don't?
No, I mean,
start-
they need to get away now. We've been going since October 1. They need to go back and just be a kid again. Just make good decisions while you're back in your hometown or wherever you are, being a young, a 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid. So we encourage this. This is great. And so I want them to go home and did that, because once we come back into it, we have a few days of practice, and then I think we have 3 games in 7 days to start it off. So they'll be into it, and the next thing you know, you're closing in on the end of your regular season.
So you're not asking them to do extra lifts? and
No,
practices?
no. John Sanderson will give them some things to do. We'll probably say maybe one day, go to your high school gym and get some shots up. But that's about it. There's a good cleansing time maybe that they need before they come back, a little hungry to play.
Ibby's a better shooter than he's shown on the court. How's he shooting in practice, and do you think it's a little stage fright or something when he gets out there?
No, I don't think. I think any time that a guy doesn't get big minutes, right, it's really hard for them to come in and just make shots. I think most of his misses were in cameo 2-minute blocks. He shot it better in practice, but not where he needs to be. I think he had to get his shot off quicker. He's got way too much arch on it all of a sudden. I mean, way up there. And so there's some things that we're working on with him that will come as he goes along. So defense, seeing the floor, these are all things. He was already here for an hour today working on all those things. They'll come along, but they're coming along at a rate that's never quick enough for him or us.
Take a couple more, we'll go Mark and then Brandon.
You talked about the challenge of trying to schedule and everything, the Big Ten.
Yeah.
We don't hear when the Big Ten games are until, I think, August usually. When do you find out?
But same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So-
when you went out.
But
yeah,
you
they-
have to make your schedule in
Yeah.
July and March,
Yeah,
or in spring.
We're trying to get the schedule, the Big Ten schedule, and the Christmas time is the final. Like, I think Iowa might be playing on the 28th or 29th before they play us on the 1st. We could have been in that game. So that's what I think you'll hear it. We will have maybe 1 or 2 days before where they'll look for any type of, what do they call it, the embargo it? Is that what they call it? Yeah, where the embargo, the
Okay,
dates.
It's not like a month or two.
No, it's 2 days before you get it. So we're really in hostage as far as that date. Now, if they ever decide to go early, the Madison Square Garden games is gonna be a week earlier. They're still working on that schedule.
Next year.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting too, if they play some games early.
So you just send them to your non-conference and then wait?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
Brandon?
Have you started scouting the Big Ten at all, or are there any teams that?
The other thing that happens with that is we still don't know the time of our Iowa game right now, so we're trying to charter a plane to get there, but we don't wanna get there at 11 in the morning if we don't have a game till 7 later on. So these are all the TV things, but we deal with them.
At least you're not flying commercial like us chumps.
Yeah. I think you should go with us, but I guess.
That's
they-
what he was thinking.
they want that to happen. The president does it, he has the press.
Have you started scouting the Big Ten at all, or are there any really teams that really stick out to you?
I wouldn't be able to tell you one thing about the other Big Ten. I follow the scores, but I wouldn't be doing that. Basically, I would think right now, whoever has Iowa probably just got done with Maryland Eastern Shore, Arkansas, Little Rock, and they're starting to form a database and get it going. And they'll start watching it probably, knowing that it's so far down the road, they probably won't watch it till after Christmas sometime.